Yes, hello, Parker. What are you destroying now? Is that so? Yes. Oh shit, I forgot to do the thing with the... Oh no. Ah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Parker, would you calm? Would you maintain your calm? Please, tail! Get your tail out of my face! Parker, I'm trying to send a tweet. Parker, please. Why would you do this? Yes, I know. I know. Just sit. I'm trying to do things. Would you just not in front of the keyboard, please? Parker, would you just please? Please, I'm tweeting. Would you? There you go. Just sit down. Okay, I don't have chat up. Where is chat? Hello, chat. Hey, son. Hey, Dozen now? I swear, people make these names just to make it hard to pronounce. Hey, Music and Callie. Yeah, let's just finish this one. So the subtext of this whole arc is that Shiki is leaving weird hints that she might be leaving the group or something. Oh, I gave her bats, by the way. You might have noticed that the right bat. He's trying his best, okay? He's trying his best. I might not have placed him exactly right, but he's doing his best. Yeah. Would you sit? Would you please sit? She's being all sneaky. I've been doing the side stories on my own. They're okay. I've never understood people that like immediately do all of the things or all of the side stories and like leave the main game. Like a lot of people play Shinobi versus that way, and it just makes the main game super easy because you have all that experience. Plus, the side stories don't really introduce the characters very well. Like, you're not supposed to play those first. I don't understand people. Oh, but then things happen! No time for personal growth. There's things happening. Inconvenient things. Parker, do not get your butt on the keyboard. Please avoid keyboard butt. Keyboard butt is a very serious issue. Also, there's a fire, but keyboard butt is even more important. One thing I don't like about this is it kind of goes back to the Shinobi versus thing where everybody's doing the same thing. Like it's 4 replays of kind of the same like major situation. I know some people like that same same story from multiple perspectives crap, but I don't think it was like the unique bits are the actually interesting parts. And when there's too much overlap, it's just bleh. And that's what I liked about Estival Versus is it's just one story. Yeah, Shiki's great. She's so white. I love her new hair. See, he looks better. He looks better like this. Yeah, I spent like a half hour last night giving everybody some outfits and crap. I'm not a big fan of everybody starting with the same basic swimsuit. Like, I guess it's to, like, keep a theme amongst everybody, but I don't know. When you get this game, I really recommend, first thing you should do is just go ahead and give everybody some outfits. Oh, right. Fire. I lost this my first time because I had completely forgotten that you're supposed to put out fires, and I just went and shot things. Though I'm not 100% sure I'm right about it being like the same situation multiple. Like, I assume this was a fire that is related to somebody starts a fire in the Jibo story. I assume this is related. Like, obviously the stories are not just the exact same thing, but I just like Estival better. Those bats look better with the white shirt. I figured the like standard wet t-shirt contest thing fit Shiki pretty well. She's basically white college girl, except she's Japanese. She's like the opposite of American college kids. They're like they want to be Japanese, but they are white. But she is Japanese, but she wants to be white. She's the opposite. She's 4chan. She's the opposite of 4chan. If she touched 4chan, it would just obliterate, which would be great actually. Where's the last one? I don't really need you. There we go. There we go. Oh, no, don't auto lock. There we go. I guess when you have a game focused around water, you gotta have at least one fire level. It's the law. Would you sit down? There's no such thing as too far. Just like in real life. Oh yeah, my PS4 Pro died the other day. I already have its coffin to send it back to Sony. It was in warranty, fortunately. I never sold my old PS4, so I'm just playing on that. Hey, capitalist. Tail! Get your tail out of my face. What was I saying? It's just barely in warranty, and when I got it, it was an Amazon warehouse thing, and I've always had good experience with those. And this one said it was a damaged box. It looked like the box had been like scraped against a wall for like 10 feet. Like the outside box was horrific. It did not show a scratch on the physical PS4. I have had a couple of minor issues with this PS4 before, so I wonder if it was damaged then. And if it was, I hope that it's still, like, they don't charge me for the repair. But I don't know, I'll see. Out of warranty repair is $100, which is still better than buying a new PS4 Pro, I guess. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Like, I already got the ticket and everything. Sony's support is pretty good, actually, by the way. I did a text chat thing, and they had a thing, like a case submitted within like a half hour, and I had 2 days later I got a box to send it back in. Don't have to pay a dime. Pretty good. I hate when you have to like call on the phone. I'm not a phone call kind of guy. If you ever get my phone number, the trick is that if you call me, you're no longer my friend. The thing that you do with my phone number is you never call it, and that's how you stay my friend. Yeah, the water effect's pretty good. Mario Wii U would be proud. So I got a little distracted from the story there. Do you want belly pets or do you want fights? He wants fights. I love when he raises his little back feet. It's like, I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick you, and you're gonna fall down. Parker wanted to hear that line again. Would you not get your wet nose on my controller? He's rubbing he loves, I guess my controller smells like me, so he really likes my controller. He licks the analog sticks. I don't know why. It's gross. I wish he would not do that. Yeah, it wouldn't be a stream without Parker interrupting, so he's going for the early interrupt, which is one of the more common interruptions. Sony heads, I can't, Parky, please, I can't read. Parker's making me illiterate. Sony support's always been great. PS2 shipped back in 6 days total. I definitely hope I don't have to pay it, because I mean, it was warranty. I was surprised Amazon didn't have an option to return it, because I guess it was because it was Amazon warehouse. I've usually bought like games from Amazon warehouse. I never, in fact, this might be my first like not mint condition console that I bought, aside from, I guess I got a couple of replacement consoles that were used. Yeah, they had the prepaid shipping box. It's only 2 days since they called. and I gotta go send it to UPS tomorrow. Or FedEx, whatever it is. The weird one where you have to put it in a drop-off thing. But I think there's one on the way home from work, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I once had to drive all the way out in the middle of nowhere to pick up a thing. But I think dropping it off is a bit easier. I missed the signing thing, and they just put it in like a million things, like a million miles away. Why is FedEx so weird anyway? Like, if you miss the shipping thing, they like shove it in this weird distribution center, and you have to drive all the way out. And they're always in the middle of nowhere, and you gotta go get it yourself. Parker is a very happy boy. You probably can't hear him purring, but he is very purring. Yes, low. I couldn't think of what to do for Yumi, and I don't like her, so I didn't want to put her normal outfit on her, so I just gave her rinse. She looks okay in it, but she's still Yumi. Would you just sit, please? Why do you do this? Oh, don't fall off the table. Graceful. A graceful beast that walks almost directly off the table. Hello. Would you sit down, please? Oh, I found out the dual pistols are actually pretty good in this. I usually just like the grenade launcher and the hose thing. But this is actually pretty good too. One annoying thing is there's so many characters and you kind of gotta, like, you can save and load your configuration, but like I usually don't remember to bother to do that. So I just kind of start with default cards. Which the cards aren't really a huge deal unless you get some really rare ones. And that's mostly still in online stuff. Would you sit down? He loves to chill and hang out around people, but I wish he would like lay down. There you go. See, isn't it nice to just sit down and not be incredibly in the way? These turret things are insane. Feel crazy damage. Who bothered to make, like, automated AI water turrets for frickin' water gun fight festival? Where did the budget come for this? I demand answers. I need to know these things. I'm not sure why the bats, I think they're tied to my shoulder, so when she raises her arms, they go sideways for some reason. I probably should have just connected them to her back. But yeah, with the accessory editor, you can like attach things to like location on the body, and then they kind of move with that body part. I think these are on the shoulders, which is why they act a little weird. This is where they make those weird, creepy robot things, which are like almost not even in Estival verses. Like they're only in, or Shinobi verses. I mean, they were only in the side story things. Yeah, your teammates are not good against the turrets. They just rush them and they get defeated like instantly. Oh, unlike me, who is very smart, extremely smart. I love when they swear in English. Laughs in Spanish. Oh, where's the thing? Everyone. Oh, it's one of these things. The bats aren't part of your attacks. No, that's a cosmetic thing. Oh, there's actual, like, real enemies. Okay, you all need to get your asses back up. The bats are Shiki's, like, thing, but I just cosmetically put them on there. You can't use your normal Nimpo powers in this game, because that would be cheating. You can use your melee attacks, which for some reason are not cheating, but when you're a ninja, you know, a giant scythe hurts significantly less than a spray of water, so it's actually fine. Just ninja things. considering all the crap these people have been through, like, you know, they eat scythes for breakfast, basically. You gotta do that if you're a ninja. Scythos. It's a thing. Look it up. Would you... I swear Parker has, like, modes where he, like, releases more allergens. Just to be more annoying. Oh, crap. I didn't realize I would be fighting, like, actual opponents in this one. They're briefly invincible while they do that thing. Oh, I also got, there's a free DLC thing that gives the, gives a couple of, like, I don't know how you would say it as a thing, but, like, they get transparent when they get wet. There's a couple of, like, maid outfits that are, like, free DLC, so I added those. And they come with really powerful cards, at least really powerful, you don't have thing. No, weapons only do clothing damage in Senran Kagura too. They're ninjas, so you know. Obviously, they use their ninpo to deflect the blow into their outfit. It's simple science, people. Really. Well, I forgot you can direct that one. Nuclear glow. Pfft. I didn't know you could. That's the effect for my attack. That's actually kind of neat. Change up everyone's outfits. Also, it is a little bit that every time you do the finish like this, it's always the same swimsuit because, you know, animation limitations and so on. Oh, I have 6 HP. I didn't even notice that. I should probably use the shield. Get out of here, Mirai. Nobody likes your style. It was nice they finally added some more transparent getting clothes, because that was one of the cool features, but not all of the outfits get transparent, which is a little bit He's finally off my desk. He opened a context menu. He's very skilled. If you see my latest video that I published, he was using my PC, like with the touchscreen. Though some outfits tear and get wet. I think most outfits at least get a little bit wet. But as you can see here, there's a little bit of, you know, wetness here. Kind of magical anime titty. Are you not familiar with Senran Kagura? This is like the 10th time I've streamed it. Oddly, I'm not sure that the towel is actually one of the things that turns transparent. Well, I guess towels don't really turn transparent, so that... I mean, I guess never mind. What kind of towels am I thinking about? Drama is happening. I love the bats. The bats improve the cutscenes so much. I'm glad they keep your outfits. Oh no, she's turning French. Someone pointed out that Shiki kind of has Team Skull glasses. There is, I don't know if I can find it right now, but somebody drew Shiki as a Team Skull grunt. It was pretty good. Dun dun dun. If Nintendo published this game, towels would be the only clothing option. And there would be nothing under them if you look up the towel, and also nothing down. And everyone would have a triple A cup. A quintuple A cup. Oh, oops. I forgot you have to press X on that. I hate how it Every single mission you beat, it tells you that you unlocked the ability to change characters for that. It's like, it adds a button press for every single level in the game. I hate when things do that. It's like, I know, just, you don't need to tell me. The bats. Even the bats are like, oh, we're gonna leave. Oh. That's why they're angled slightly down. I love how incredibly ill-suiting Murakumo's... That is her actual swimsuit. Well, I changed the color, but it does not fit her personality at all. But whatever. Nintendo is weird. They're super thirsty, but also... Like, they make the super thirsty game, and then they censor it all out for the West. Even when they know that is the core appeal of the game, like the new Fire Emblems. Like, they're like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna make... You're gonna give so many freaking head pats to the 1,000-year-old loli, but we're gonna remove that part in the West, and there's also gonna be some date rape drugs or something. I don't even know what that whole thing was about. I'm kind of glad I never got into Fire Emblem, because the new stuff seems like it was a really good series, but like, you know, one of those underappreciated Japanese series things. Too many of those in general. But yeah. I think the new games still play well though, but it's just kind of weird. Bats do not operate on regular physical laws. This is how bats keep getting into my house. I've got like 5 or 6 bats in my house. And we closed up everything. We have no idea how the most recent bat even got in. But Parker is pretty good at getting them down. He doesn't really know what to do with it, so I just put them outside and they fly away. But he loves bats. He loves anything that flies. Which is good, because I hate anything that flies. I hate flying things in my house. This is a no-fly zone. I hate any bugs that fly. That's right, Parker. And he likes eating bugs that fly. Yes, you do. They're delicious. You should see him when he's eating a fly. He's the proudest. Like, I've never been as proud of anything in my entire life as he is when he eats a fly. He like trots around. He's like super happy. Yes. Yeah, what's with Japan and consistently not understanding what sells in the West, and like Westerners like want the Japanese games. Are like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna make it super not Western, and we're gonna remove all of the things that people buy Japanese games for, and then they're gonna buy it. It's like, no, people that don't want Japanese games, they're not gonna buy your Japanese games just because you put like Buzzcut McDude Bro on the cover. That bat is just really thirsty. Just like, oh yes. Parker, you're making it very hard to focus on the story here. Oops. What's the button? Okay, there we go. Wait, you can scratch discs on from resetting? I've reset a few times from losing Pikmin, but I usually just let it be. Unless it's super bad. Like if I lose just one or something, but if I lose a lot, I'll just like, no. No. I guess I should set up a thing, so... Actually, I don't really have any better. Oh hey, I have this thing finally! So this thing loads you into, like, you're invulnerable while you use it, and so that's, yeah, that's a really good one, actually. Yeah, let me save a favorite deck. There we go. So now that I save that, I can copy these cards to anyone else that I want to use. And these setups for the NPCs, technically they do matter, though the NPCs kind of suck. So I'm not going to bother to change them. Only reset if I lose 50 bucks. Yeah, if I lose more than like 10 or 20, I mean, it depends on what. Like, if it was something totally stupid, I'll just reset. But losing like 10 to 20 to a boss isn't really a big deal. Oh man, I hate Wollywogs. I'm surprised you had problems with GameCube discs. It was usually PlayStation 1 discs that I had a hell of a time with. Blu-ray discs are very resilient. I've never had a scratch or anything on a Blu-ray disc. I'm glad that we changed to those. Yeah, my Final Fantasy Tactics disc was so messed up, I couldn't open the store, and I eventually quit. I'm not sure if I still have that save file, but I even cheated. I used a Game Shark, but I think there was something else that kept me from proceeding. Yeah, that was a shame. I didn't cheat too much. Like, I didn't want to just give myself like infinite HP and crap. Yeah. Rest in pieces, Game Shark, by the way. I guess we don't get those anymore because, you know. I have mid-air melee things too. You know, trophies and stuff. Though I stopped buying those when I got the PlayStation 2 Game Shark, and it didn't come with codes, so you had to like input the codes yourself, and that turned me off the idea like right there, because that took forever. Were Pikmin or Wollywogs nerfed in Pikmin 3? I kind of forget. I remember them being a huge problem in 1. Mostly because in Pikmin 1, if you trumpet your little dudes around, they can trip. And like the fastest way to move in the game is to trumpet them around with the C-stick. If you've never played Pikmin, you have no idea what trumpet around means, but trust me, it makes sense. It's a thing. You play a little trumpet and they go around you. It's science. It's very technical. Yeah, they would randomly trip, which is what was with the Nintendo in that era and random tripping. Like the absolute worst game mechanic of all time, both in Smash and Pikmin. So, losing Pikmin first. Wollywogs are... Oh right, rock Pikmin. I usually just throw a bunch of crap on top of them now. See, that outfit doesn't turn transparent. And there's no like marker about which of the terrible outfits also turn transparent, which is a shame. This is important metadata. Lamar's secretly a duding skeleton confirmed. See, Ashiki, or Rin's outfit that Yumi's wearing there does turn a little bit transparent. I guess the towel just doesn't really do anything. I think it does get damp, but that's about it. It gets moist. We haven't talked about getting moist since birthdays. We should get moist again sometime. That was fun. I never got the platinum trophy for that game, by the way. They said they fixed it. So there was this trophy for playing it for like 100 billion years, which takes like months of leaving the console on at fast forward. Or like maybe just a month, but like it'd take literal days. And I left my console on for like 2 days to meet the lower requirement that they made. And I hit the requirement and it didn't give me the trophy. So I don't know what the deal is with that, and I don't know if they ever fixed that, which sucked. Because it's one of those games I really want the trophy for, the platinum. And that was my only one left. But yeah, we should do birthdays again sometime. Make some freezer cactuses, some ice spiders. It was a good time. It was a good show. Remember Senran Kagura? It was a good show. I'm sorry, I should blab while the gameplay is happening and like actually pay attention here. That's why I'm replaying. I have decided that I don't think I'm gonna do any more imports because unless it's like actually not gonna be localized, which seems unlikely. Like everything gets localized anymore. This is freaking bad. He's extremely thirsty and he has learned how to phase into people. I like how reverent the bats look. The bats fit in a way. I hate that she stands like angled 15 degrees backwards. But it's Yumi, so I hate everything about her. I'm not usually one for the character hate thing, but Yumi is so bad. And they feature her so prominently, as you can see on this card thing that we just got. She's got to have like the lowest ratio of like actual character goodness to character prominence. Like I get annoyed by Neptune in Neptunia, but at least Neptune is like kind of okay and occasionally amusing. But Yumi is just like, "Hwa, I am waifu desune. I'm a shinobi, but all I care about is being a wife. This is my voice that I talk with." It does fit with Spooktober as well. This is not a Spooktober stream. Unless you're scared of boobs, which I guess, yes, this is Spooktober stream. Yeah, I'll probably try to start with some spooky stuff this weekend. Though I might do... I got derailed on the whole Half-Life thing. I was wanting to go in on Half-Life. But, I don't know. I have a bunch of recommendations. Any RPG Maker horror games. I never would have expected this, but RPG Maker horror games like Yumi Nikki and so on, that is like one of my favorite genres of all time. So if anyone has recommendations for those, yeah. Spoobstober, yes. Best month. We're on a streak, alright. Oh, Yumi always talks, or not Yumi, Shiki talks in English pretty often. She's white girl. Yes, I'm all about the suffering and pain. That is why I go to water gun fights as well. I like how they come in here just to ruin the moment. I know. He knows he's here to ruin the moment. Shut up, Nebulon. Nobody likes your style. Yeah, I had some pretty good recommendations. I got a list of things. I forgot to download. I was gonna make a folder and download a bunch of stuff. He opens his mouth way too wide. Important life lessons. As rainbows shoot out in the background. Whenever there's rainbows shooting out, I mean, it's a pretty good time to listen for life lessons, I guess. Kid shows taught me that. Rin really needs to calm down over there. He really got into this. I was expecting him to just be an asshole, honestly. You gotta grow, Shiki. Laughs in English.
Okay. So to kimarebba sokujikou.
I'm just gonna put that on auto. I hate that thing where you have no concept of when the sentence ends because it's not in English, and so I end up missing things. I'm not really a super fan of listening to the Japanese like voice tracks, honestly. Like I usually listen to dubbed anime unless it's absolutely horrible. Which honestly I don't think I've ever watched an anime where it was that horrible. But I haven't really watched too many animes in general. Mostly just Dot Hack Sign, Hellsing, FLCL. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I can't do Dragon Ball Z in Japanese. Or Dragon Ball in general. I can't deal with Japanese Vegeta. English Vegeta is just the factually correct Vegeta. And hold on just a second here, I need to refill my drink. Alright, I'm back. So at work this week, the other programmer at my job, they're checking out. You know what? Let's try the rocket launcher. We're trying to move our external website to an internal, like our public-facing website, to the servers we have at work, so we don't have to pay for the hosting, and so we have more control over it and stuff. And so he's been asking me, because he doesn't really do web server stuff, and it just so happens it's on a Linux box too, which we don't have too many Linux boxes at work. We're mostly all Windows stuff. It turns out I had just been learning Linux because I moved my website to Linode hosting very late last week, so I was able to help with all that. He wanted to do all of it on his own. Well, not on his own, but like, he wanted me to help, but he didn't want me to do it because he wants to know how, like, what to do and stuff. But I even knew all of the Linux commands to do stuff and we set up Apache, and it's just a WordPress site, so it's nothing too fancy. But he learned a lot about WordPress and Apache. The rocket launcher, as you'd expect, is pretty slow. What are the two options? Oh, there's homing rounds. I had forgotten what the alt fires is. I'm so glad this game has alt fires, by the way. Bring back alt fires. Like, goddamn. Especially with all of these games with their stupid, dumb, like, limited, you only get 1 or 2 guns things. At least give me some alt fires if I only get 2 guns. Come on, man. And yeah, I still complain about only 2 guns. Like, 15 years later. Or I guess just like 10 or so. But I guess Halo kind of did it. Probably not first. But Halo seems to have kind of started the trend. Nani? Is that a JoJo reference? I like how I almost immediately started hearing more complaints about JoJo references than I saw actual JoJo references. I don't know what's up with the like traditional Japanese fishing outfit thing there, but I gave it to Hibari because I didn't know what else to put her in. I don't like her usual like weird kitty gym outfit thing. Hibari isn't my least favorite character, but she's definitely one of the lower ones. She's one of the few characters that I do not like actively like. I think most of the characters in the game are quite good. But she's no Minori. Minori is extra bad. I really need to revive some freaking teammates. If one of you would just... Does anyone want to lose, please? I immediately regret this weapon. There we go. That's a start. Oh, here we go. So yeah, with this thing is ridiculously overpowered. You get to be invulnerable and you get to fire stuff. Well, it still has health, so it can go pretty quick. Okay, I'm gonna revive my buddies. Everyone stop talking since I went. I love how anytime you leave for any period of time, someone will abandon the stream. It doesn't matter how brief. Someone will always leave. It's the law. Coolum's law. Okay, I don't think the homing rounds are actually very good. No, better this way. I don't get why that one doesn't get transparent. Okay, I tried to make Histoire and Krar from Neptunia a couple of characters. The pixie cut is exactly perfect for them. Well, it's perfect for Krar. It doesn't really have the Twin Tails aspect, but close enough. For Histy. It's fine. You'll be fine. This will be more embarrassing. Sorry, I love how you can tell the bias, because hitting the chest in that minigame gets 100 points, and getting the panties is only 75. It's biased. So much for ethics in games disrobing. Would you... What was she doing down there? Thanks, Rin. Would you? Okay, I really don't like this rocket launcher. This is a huge pain in the butt to use. Because you're in the air a lot in this game, and it's not really good for that. Oh, for Pete's sake. That was my last thing. I'm never using this rocket launcher again. Oh my god. The grenade launcher is so much better too. Because with the grenade launcher, it kind of explodes if it's just kind of near them. You don't have to hit them direct. There we go. Wait, did my thing post? Oh, it did post. Is at the Expo in my account? Yeah, at the Expo is me. Why do you ask? I saw that was in Discord, not in YouTube chat. Oh yeah, this game is on sale on Amazon, I think now. Just $5, but if you didn't get the pre-order sale thing, let me give you a link here. If it would load. Okay, here is the link arena. We had $65 on Amazon for the physical edition, which has the soundtrack and crap. It's got the. I actually haven't opened the English one because I already have the Japanese limited edition, and this is my review copy. This is the digital. I forgot to open it. I just kind of left it for now because I already have the soundtrack, and I think the art. Was there an art book with it? I'm not sure. XC does have really good limited editions. What they do is like they make the limited edition Why did my thing... Error? What do you mean error? Did it not send my thing? What do you mean error? Does YouTube not allow me to send links on my own chat? I think YouTube does not want me to send links on my own chat. Wow. YouTube is weird about links. I thought they fixed that so you could send stuff. Like, you can post links in comments finally. I don't know. Maybe they don't like Amazon. I don't know. He's still a bad guy. Still evil, shady man. Mr. Evil McShady Mans. Oh yeah, what was it talking about? The Exceed, the Exceed in the Iraq. Exceed makes really good physical editions for these. They make like a limited, like it's like a half limited edition. So like the physical edition, it'll cost like $10 more than it usually would, but it usually has the full soundtrack, usually a little art book, and some other nice stuff or something. They do a really good job. It's kind of a good balance between, you know, having a limited edition, something big and fancy, and you know, just having a plain old boring edition. Europe, for whatever reason, Marvelous Europe gets tends to get more love for the series, but I don't know. All of the computer noises in the background. That's what computers sound like. Speaking of computers and noise, the fan in our server room broke, or not the fan, but like the air conditioning. And we had to just like shove a bunch of fans in there and like vent it that way. And it's like right next to the IT department, so it's been really loud. And they finally turned off today, and like I could finally hear myself think. So that was nice. Yes. Oh my god, Bebe Tan in the distance. I hate Bebe Tan so much. Oh no, why is she flat? Weird. I wonder how it picks that, if it like... You can toggle, with characters that have like different forms, so to speak, you can kind of toggle in this game finally. You can toggle Murasaki's mask, and you can toggle Ryobi's flatness. She's in the wrong flatness state, how dare you. I gotta flip that bit. I don't know how you do that. Riona is so good. I don't know why there's a reread line button. It's there so you can press it on accident. It's one of the triggers, so it's the easiest button to repress. I guess better that than skip. Poor emo. I hate Baby Fan. She's Englishing. That's what happens when she gets moist. They just kind of insert that to remind you that yes, the Heshibo arc did in fact happen. That was kind of unnecessary. So that's what I don't like about the whole, like, oh, we're seeing the same story from different perspectives, because like, they just kind of replay some of the same scenes and just like shove it in for you to be like, oh, hey guys, this happened at the same time, remember? Remember that thing? Well, then this thing was happening. That's cool. You just get so many repeats. I think one of the more extreme examples of that was the Arrested Development Season 4. A lot of people hated that. I don't know. You know, I gave it a pass because it was Arrested Development, and I was super excited for it. But that was kind of weird. Like, they did this thing where you see, like, it's all one day, the fourth season, but they show it like 6 different ways of like how, like, they follow one character each time. And it kind of, I think it works better with Arrested Development, because Arrested Development's always been about the repeated gags. But it was kind of weird. I love the bats. I'm so glad I did the bats. I had no idea they would do this, but I'm so glad. The bat is being very rude and Shiki is disappointed in it. One of the rules when making an anime game is you have to render the eyes in like 16K ultra bitmap technology. Special anti-aliasing just for the eyes. Alright. We are absolutely never using this terrible piece of garbage again. Let's go back to this. One thing I don't like in this game is the experience is extremely grindy. Like, the experience for the cards. Like, if you want to max level everything, you'd have to play for like 1 billion years. And even just getting all of the trophies is a pretty rough grind. The mask is so distracting. It makes more sense on her usual outfit than it does on the... Hello. Hello. That's right. You interrupted me, Parker. It makes more sense on our usual outfit, but you can, like, it's one of those modes that I talked about. You can toggle whether she wears the mask. I think I know where you can toggle that. I think you can just change that in the dressing room, which I guess would be the usual place to change clothes. So that's right. I can't see. This is Parker. Are you? I did not request hard difficulty mode. See, in addition to your skip boss button, you need to skip Parker interrupting the game button. That's how video games will truly become an art. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even brought up that discourse. I think accessibility in games is an important thing to talk about, but I also think that the current round of discourse is almost complete garbage, and everything, it's like a really important topic being raised in the absolute worst way possible, and it just kind of sucks all around. It's a real shame. Hey, William Bogan? Are you Bulk Bogan's brother? No. It's interesting how the ammo tying into the jetpack works, because like you want to use the jetpack to get away once you run out of ammo. You're like, oh wait. So you got to kind of plan a bit. It's almost like you have to use some kind of strategy instead of just, you know, one-hit killing everything with your, you know, Call of Duty time to kills. You kids and your baseball cards. Get off my lawn. You're back up this way. I don't think I've ever actually played the Call of Duty multiplayer. But I know I wouldn't like it. I've played games like that. I'm more of an Unreal Tournament kind of guy. Hey, son. I like the completely meaningless points that you get. Who is this? What is this cat thing? I don't even recognize. I love the eye patch. It does not even cover the eye. It's a classic. Everybody is down. Get. Oh no. Aw, shit. I should really just start banning people that just show up only to say hi. Like, I know it's because, so a lot of people used to show up and like ask for shoutouts and stuff, and I just I made it so that if you say shoutout, your message just gets auto-deleted. And I also do that with first posts, if you say first, which has the unfortunate side effect that you can't say first in chat messages, but it's worth it, because I freaking hate, seriously, if you do not post first posts on my channel, or any channel, or anything ever. It's like, that was an annoying meme in 2006 and people are still doing it. It's like, oh my god, what? People are dumb. I don't know. I don't understand why people have to be dumb. I spent the majority of my life not being dumb. It's not really that hard. First of all, I guess you can frist. Yeah, some people just like being annoying. I don't know. A lot of shitty people out there. Don't you do your invincibility thing? Alright, we're in very good shape. Oh, I have 4 HP. We're in good shape other than that part. It is a little bit annoying that usually in these games, every character has a ton of unique animations, and like all of their taunts and like their defeated animations and everything is completely unique, even their blocking animations. But since this is, you know, I mean, it's a third-person shooter, so your animations are more based off your like weapon model, which in a way I guess is expected, but like at least a little bit more personality in like the defeated taunts and stuff. Hey, Pepsi Man, of course this is spooky. All of the Puritans are like peeing themselves at how scary this is. Should probably help some people here. Where is... oh, there we go. I mean, there's bats! This is the scariest thing I've seen all day. That was expensive, see? Shiki's like losing expensive there. That's some real horror. There we go. I have no problem with people like actually here to like talk and chat, but like when people are just like, oh hi, he'll acknowledge me and then I'll leave. Bats are the scariest thing ever. I'm not really sure how Yumi managed to lose half her clothes to just water, but you know, I don't want to ask questions. It's a shame the rocket launcher kind of sucks, because it's kind of neat. You know, it's a freaking water rocket launcher, but yeah, it just is annoying. Oh yeah, the Chozo Mythos or whatever. Wait, is it really that? Is whatever. The Five Nights a Stranger and all of that crap. Those games we're gonna play. Hell, maybe I'll stream that this weekend. Well, no, I think I want to announce. I'll stream something a little bit less spooky this weekend, and I'll announce in advance the rest of the stuff, because I want to make a bit of an event about it. But I got kind of distracted because I upgraded my website. Yumi is spoops. I guess she's spooky in that she's like Japanese stereotype perfect waifu, which is pretty terrifying. She's terrifying in that she ruins games. That's the true horror. Bad Japanese tropes are the scariest thing. Oh, another new feature in this game is that for some of the transparent outfits, this is the most important feature to video game ever, by the way. There's a no bra mode, which is what she's got going on right now. So that's nice. Yahtzee's gamography. Yeah, whatever you call those things. I don't know how long those are, but I'll figure we'll get at least a weekend or two out of those. Though I may do some of those. I may do some spooky games not on weekends, because I'll probably run out if I only do Chezo. Why is it like the things from Metroid though? Why is it? I didn't realize it was like that. I assume it's not supposed to be a reference to the thing. Next year is spoopy games. This would have been a good time to do spoopy games. Because I'd still need to do some... I wanted to show some English Valkyrie Drive. I did play the Japanese already, though. Yeah, I got distracted and didn't finish the English version. Someone's setting off firecrackers or something outside. International Super Ninja. Are there ninjas that are not in Japan? Is that what we're talking about here, or would Shiki be the first? Ah, you bastard! Commercials. Oh, man, I had honestly forgotten what it's like to have like a commercial break in between important events in a like episodic thing. It was not a good thing to remember. Exactly. Oh no, that was Yumi that said that. I agreed with Yumi. I feel dirty. Yeah, kick his ass. I genuinely love how the talkie segments after the gameplay bits keep the clothing damage state. In the main games, if you strip a character completely in the thing, they'll just be naked in the dialogue. And it's occasionally incredibly ill-fitting, and it's just great. They just don't care. I mean, they're ninjas. I guess if your clothes got tore up every single day because you're a ninja and that's just what happens, I guess that's just what you do. You'd be like, yeah, this is fine. I'm okay with the current situation that is unfolding. Oh, sweet, I get to kick his ass. And your ass. Double the ass. For the price of one. 2 ass, $20. My favorite Twitter account. The bat getting in the way is still funny. At least when it's Yumi. Alright, Trilby games, that makes sense. Gessen kind of is the worst. Gessen does have my 2 least favorite characters on it, doesn't it? I do like 3 out of 5, but Minori and Yumi make it very bad. I really like Yozakura, but she doesn't get enough development. Like, they kind of forgot about her and it sucks. I really like Yozakura and she barely gets to talk. And she's got a really cool weapon. Yeah, oh well. But I like Shiki and Yozakura, and Murakumo's alright. I think they kind of overdo it with Murakumo. I think there's an opportunity there to sort of, you know, make a more interesting shy character, and they kind of go a little bit too overboard. Like, they knock her mask off like every other, like, thing, at least in Shinobi, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of overdoing it. She gets all... She has no confidence without her mask, and she's like, oh no, I'm ugly, and blah blah blah. And so, but she acts really tough without it. She seems really cool. And they do this annoying thing where she loses it like almost every single time that she's like doing anything. And it just makes her seem really weak and pointless. It's annoying. Like a strong character having a like secret weakness, like that's interesting. But like a character that just constantly is beat up because of their weakness like every time, that's like no. It's kind of like how Dragon Ball Z mistreats Vegeta. It's like, yeah, he's like super strong and like 99% as strong as Goku, but you know what? The bad guy needs to beat up somebody. And I think we left Krillin dead, and you know, I don't really want to draw any other characters, so we're just gonna have him beat up Vegeta again. It's fine. Like Meta Knight with titties, yes. I'm not sure if Meta Knight is really shy though. I guess he does bolt when his mask breaks. Dun dun dun.
真の復活を遅らせるため、少なくとも私はそう聞いている。そんな大事なことはこんなふざけた大会でやっていたのですか?
So it was all about Yoma again. I honestly kind of prefer the games where it's like the Yoma is kind of like off screen, because they brought out the Yoma in Senran Kagura 2, and I think it was just kind of awkward and dumb for the most part. But I don't know. I don't think the Yoma, I don't think they really fit quite as well as they should. I like it when the things are like maybe between 40 to 60% of either serious and silly. Like, you know, a good ratio in that department. But when they try to go like 80% serious, things start going crappy. And like Senran Kagura 2 thinks it's like 90% serious, which is just not happening. It doesn't help that they drug out the original plotline of like Hejibo being taken over across like 3 games. I want to play Senran Kagura 7, but it's like, I really hope it's not like how SK1 and 2 were. Don't worry about Mr. K. Do not look directly at Mr. K. It's a shame Japanese games don't tend to take advantage of the PS4 Pro. I'm kind of lucky that my PS4 died when it did, because I've been playing this and Cyber Dimension Neptunia, and neither game take advantage of PS4 Pro anyway. So I'm not really out anything as long as I don't play anything else. Your internet went out again? That sucks. I haven't had too many internet and like power issues lately. I've been kind of lucky. I swear, having my power go out used to be like an annual thing when I was a kid, and it doesn't seem to happen too much anymore. I don't know if like the infrastructure around here is just better. But we used to do the whole candles thing like at least once a year. Of course there's robots. It's Japanese. You gotta have robots. I think I'm the only one in my own Discord who does not love giant anime robots. I just do not. They're just, boy. I don't know. I like Metal Gears to an extent. I think they've gotten kind of boring over the thing, but the Metal Gear Rex versus Metal Gear Ray fight in Metal Gear Solid 4 was awesome. Sahelanthropus was kind of eh. It's not a horrible fight, but it's not as intimidating and neat as it's supposed to be. Devil Girl. Do you mean Shiki, I guess? The one with the bats? You gotta be more specific when you say no clothes. Ow. No, and you can change characters into their old terrible outfits from the earlier games. And then when you take the 50% damage hit, their clothes rip just like in the main game. Oh. Everybody is down? You gotta be kidding me. EUCWolf got weird. It's a shame. She was my favorite in Shinobi versus. My clothes are not turning nearly. Oh right, it's because I'm taking physical damage, not water damage. I was wondering why my stuff wasn't turning transparent. I was like, hey, what a ripoff. Oh my gosh, you guys are so bad. I should not have done this on hard difficulty. That was a real bad mistake. Okay, we're gonna go down a difficulty actually. Difficulty or two. Isn't Gundam like all political and stuff? I don't watch much anime either. I play lots of anime games, but it's weird. Would you say someone is an anime fan if they play lots of Japanese games with, you know, anime aesthetics, but don't really like? I think the last anime I watched was a rewatch of Dot Hack Sign. I probably watched to completion less than 10 for sure. Probably more like 5 animes. Isn't Gundam really weird? Like, there's a bunch of really weird offshoots and stuff. That's significantly better. The difficulty differences are really extreme in this, which I guess is better than the alternative. Easy is really quite easy, and hard you take a lot of damage in, but depending on the thing, it isn't always too bad, unless it's like a boss fight or there's lots of the other actual shinobis. Like the trash mobs usually aren't super dangerous. I guess it's to be expected from trash mobs, but hey, whatever. I like when they yell fire! Slightly inopportune camera angle there. Big O's film noir with giant robots. Huh. I hate how Bebe-tan is one of the, like, like the pets that you can summon with the cards, and it talks when you summon it. Everything about Bebe-tan is bad. Oh hey, I have this thing. Where'd he go? What? Oh, come on, it only took like 1 hit. Kill is to DTale without robots. Oh yeah, that's something I have been meaning to watch. I don't understand why sometimes I have a bra and sometimes I don't. It was supposed to be turned off. Come on, reload. Team Rocket's blasting off again. First line of defense for a city that has no memories. That is such an anime intro thing. I've been meaning to watch Kill La Kill and pretty much anything Trigger I'm sure I would like. I just haven't caught up with. So they were doing it for a good reason after all. Aww. Though you have to see the final boss. If you haven't seen the true final boss of this game, it's great. We won't see it tonight though, because we still have two like whole stories to go, unfortunately. I love this bat that loves photobombing Yumi. I approve so much. That's right, Parker. Yes, hello. Hi. Yes. Come here. Hello. Can you hear him chatter? Hello. Yes. She took off her mask. Oh no! She's gonna come back and she's gonna be white for real. She's gonna live Uncle Ruckus's dream. That knows Yumi's worst girl. Exactly. I love how gay Shiki is. They kind of upped the... Well, I guess Shiki was always, but her whole side story in this game is just getting pervy photos of like everybody. It's so great because you can't even pretend the characters in this game are straight. It's so good. I love this bat. He was in the absolute perfect position for a minute there. I'm sorry, I just can't take her seriously, but she's talking about international super ninja. Murakumo can though. Oh, don't start with that. Oh, she's so pale too. I forgot about that. Yumi is like extra pale. No Minori sobbing. Video chat and screen share is live for everyone? Huh, cool. I don't really need those, but it's cool for other people. It's cool that people will be able to leave, what's its butt? The thing. Skype. I'd completely forgotten that Skype was a thing, which was good. I miss forgetting that Skype was a thing. It's good that people will be able to leave Skype and do the Discord thing instead. Personally, I completely abandoned Skype the moment I learned of Discord. It's so nice to have Discord because it's both chat and it lets you not have to use like TeamSpeak and crap. That was such a pain in the butt to set up, and somebody else had the server. Like, I didn't even have to do the server part. Yeah, that was annoying. Yeah, I had to learn how to set up TeamSpeak and stuff for Borderlands 2 because the in-game voice chat was terrible. Like, it was insanely laggy and it never worked right. But yeah, Discord is so much better. Shiki has lots of things to do with them. Mirakumo is so freaking tall, by the way. You can tell in the dressing room, too. She's just huge. I hope they keep some of the characters' hair the way they have it in this game in Senran Kagura 7. Well, I guess... Do we know if Senran Kagura 7 is going to include the PlayStation characters or not? I guess it's mostly PlayStation characters that have their hair changed. But like, I really prefer Ryobi and Shiki's hair in this. And Miyabi. Her hair's a little smaller. It's kind of silly in the main games. Another asked me how to set up Skype for business calls. Oh no! Terrifying. We use ShoreTel at work. It works, I guess. I hope to never use Skype again. I uninstalled it, I think, over a year ago. Yeah, Skype is just garbo. We still have 2 whole arcs, so unfortunately no final boss for us tonight, or probably even in the next stream, assuming I stream tomorrow and so on. Or the rest of the game in general. Let's see what we can buy. Can you explain? This is Senran Kagura. Just Google Senran Kagura. It's just made by a guy who really likes what he likes, and I don't have money. I got like no money for that. Wow. Oh, whatever. Video chat and screen share and DMs. Yeah, I figured it would be like that. You can probably do a group DM and share that way. Yeah, I don't know how they would even integrate that into like regular thing. Calm down now. Squadron Hanzo. Let's go with... Oops. No, I want to go normal. Let's go with the Hanzo thing. You're probably supposed to play it first. But whatever.
そういうわけで君たちの活躍に期待だ。若さでムンムン、肌はムチムチって感じで頑張ってくれたまえ。キリア先生、どうしてそんな格好をしているの？ひばりちゃん、それは言わない約束だよ。でもあんな変態みたいな格好をしているのはきっと何か理由があるんだからさ。
I really like the regular, like the per character swimsuit that Asuka has. That's what she's wearing now. It's usually green, but I changed that up to 10 people in a group DM. That seems fine. Oh yeah, Yozakura, or not Yozakura, Yagyu's hair I love in this game. I don't really like the twin tails thing she has going. It really doesn't fit her. She just seems much more mature and more badass, which fits with her character with this hairstyle. And they still managed to fit in the shuriken, like, hair clip thing. I love the little metal thing keeping it in place. It's such a fancy little swimsuit.
僕の正体には大会中には言及しない。これは紳士淑女のルールだからね。
Yes, the universal rule.
きちんと守るように。Goodbye.
I love how clearly, like, you just know that on his like cue card, laugh in English. Oh, I'm definitely showing that message. I want someone to convince someone Mirai has a dick. I mean, it's kind of... Mirai definitely has those implications. I can't show you them in this game, unfortunately. But, I mean, she lifts her dress and there is massive gun. It's good stuff. Gurren Lagann is back on Netflix. Why does everything leave Netflix and then come back and all of that crap? I don't pay for Netflix, but I'm glad I don't. I don't really watch stuff in general, but... Now, I've gotten mixed replies on this. Why do characters in this game say their name so often? I have heard that it's a common thing in Japanese, and I've also heard that it is not. It's like, what? Yeah, everything wants to make its own Netflix now, but like, the reason Netflix works is that you only have to do the one thing. You can't have Netflix for like individual things. That's just cable. If you have to pay for everything separate, that's just cable. I heard that and I was like, wait, that's not my ringtone. That was very good phone sound. Oh no, her awful brother. Why did you pose, Ikuruga? Oh yeah, I tried to make Katsuragi kind of histoire-like. Couldn't think of anybody else that matched the blondness. Well, you can change the hair color. The eye color is kind of the main thing that keeps me from making certain characters look like other characters. SK isn't really Moe, though. I mean, there's a couple characters like Hibari. I mean, I guess Hibari is the one who usually does say it now that I think about it, so maybe you're alright. But I've seen some other... I think I've heard some other characters do stuff like that. I guess maybe they're like introductory lines, though. Hibari definitely does it more often than usual. And she's kind of that dumb, kitty, stupid thing that I hate. Seeing Kat with short hair is weirding me out. I just did that because I was trying to make her look like Histoire. But there was no outfit. There was no outfit that looks remotely like Histoire or Krar. So it didn't really work out as good as I was hoping, but I gave up. They kind of did make this whole thing just for Kat. Oh, by the way, sorry for the delay in this. I forgot to change my stream settings. So we're on normal latency again, which means less buffering, but we don't have the ultra low latency, which is a shame. Calm down, Ayame. Since when did she become like main character, by the way? That pin keeps going under her boob. I didn't set that up right, I guess. Let's calm down. We all know there's titties. Guess I'll go with Ayame. She is kind of new to being playable. They added her as, I think, free DLC to Estival, somewhat late, and I guess this is their first time being like story relevant ish. What happens usually the character's self-esteem issues or they're a moe character. Riona kind of does that, but she's not really moe. She's more like just really loud masochist and a pervert. I don't know if that really lines in with that. But I guess if it's like self-denigrating, that would kind of make sense. She does call herself a bitch a lot. I guess that makes sense, definitely with Hibari. I haven't noticed who else does it aside from those two. Yeah, I like the low latency. I'll definitely try to bring that back. Well, I mean, not try, I'll just bring it back. But I can't change it mid-stream without stopping the stream, and it's not really worth that, so I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, this is one of the, this is that, what was I talking about? Like, that pin does not work at all. The maid outfit thing I was talking about earlier. It gets transparent, which is nice. There's too few of those in the original set of outfits. I can't wait for, there's a lot of crossover DLC in this game, and one of them is Super Sonico, so I can't wait for that DLC to come out in English. It came out a long time ago in Japanese, but I guess they want to release it in bits. I'm just being able to rewind the stream. Yeah, it's a shame that you don't get the DVR, but yeah, it's kind of a trade-off in how that works. There's actually 3 options. There's normal latency, which is what this is, which is fairly high. There's low latency, which is like maybe 10 seconds at most, I think. That still has DVR too. Slightly more. See, the transparent effect is nice. I wish more of the outfits had it. What was I talking about? I got distracted by these damn transparent outfits. And there's ultra low latency, there's like lower latency, and then there's like normal latency. And only the ultra low misses the DVR. But it's really nice, so yeah. It was so nice that people were having people had buffering issues but still told me to keep the low latency on, so if that doesn't show that it's good, I don't know what does. Aw, Ayame's not completely useless. Hooray. Is water guns really how you usually... Hey, your outfit was transparent. What happened to you? I call hacks. Just freaking elite hacks. Wait, how are you considered for elitehood? None of us are.
あたいたちが卒業したら選抜メンバーに2人も空きが出るんだもんな。卒業。
Wait, are you in normal? Yeah, we're on normal latency. Wait, is the DVR not on? Oh. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I guess it switches the DVR option off when you're on ultra low latency. And I guess it just left it off when I switched over to normal. And I didn't turn it on manually. But yeah.
だがな、あやめ。選抜メンバーでやっていくのはそんな生優しいものじゃないぞ。特に選抜メンバーのエロ担当はかなりの重圧と戦わなければならない。人一倍の努力とセンスが必要だ。何の話だ。というわけであやめ、次の試合までにお前を見極めてやる。 お前が半蔵のエロ担当になれるかどうかな。
Katsuragi really shouldn't be allowed near anyone.
お前には素質がある。あたいの後を継いでエロ担当として輝くんだ。わかりました。後を継ぐだなんてお言葉をいただけた以上、
Wait, you still see messages on stream before they're in chat, even with the high latency? Weird. But yeah, this is normal latency, and I can tell because the stream is way behind when I look over on my other monitor. By the way, it's almost 8 o'clock, so I don't know if we're gonna get frame drops. Kind of surprised they never just let us make our own characters in this game yet. Because, like, you can get some characters really close to other, you know, characters from other games, but the eyes are pretty often a sticking point. Because you can do so much with the... You can almost do what you want with the hair, and the outfits are totally interchangeable. It's pretty much just eye color, skin color, that's about it. That Hibari at the bottom, in the bottom middle, I cannot imagine her ever making that face. That is not a Hibari face. Hibari is like, I like candies. She's the homestar runner of this game. And I don't mean that in a particularly good way. I mean that in a strong bad way. Oh, Hibari is a striped green rabbit with 2 butts. But yeah, the weird frame drop thing usually happens at 8 o'clock, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's fixed or whatever. Why is Katsuragi allowed to do these things? Ikaruga usually at least like pops in here and stops this. Oh no. Bad cat. Oh no. This is a Christian stream, please. Those are the best training sessions. This is how you train when you are shinobi. Usually Ikaruga interjects way earlier than that. You have sins to confess? Yeah, we know that part. That's not a secret. It's still kind of weird for you to say it like that, but... Okay, now you're making it even more weird. Why are you a picture? I regret picking the Hanzo story. What does this have to do with Peach Beach Splash? Okay, there we go. Ikaruga remembered we're actually supposed to be doing, or Asuka. Not all of the characters' hairstyles are the way they're supposed to be, by the way. Like I said earlier, I changed a few people up. Kind of like Asuka with the pink hair. She's just so plain and safe. It drives me mad. I had to change something. Oh no, Katsuragi! Exactly. Exactly. That is a tiny shotgun, by the way. This game has pretty much all the standard third-person shooter weapons that you would expect. Just waterified. So it's got a shotgun, it's got a sniper rifle. Sniper rifle's kind of a pain to use. I think you only get 1 or 2 shots with it, which is, I guess, what you would expect. I still think it's better than the rocket launcher because it's such a pain to use that thing. Which is kind of the opposite of how, like, rocket launchers are usually annoyingly easy to use and beat people with. So it's kind of good that it sucks, honestly. Good old noob tubes. It's almost a shame that you can't play as the ladies with the gropey ladies with the cool shades. For trash bombs, they actually look alright. Uh-oh. Those explode. Exploding things are bad. I don't know if you knew that, but you do now. This is the edutational segment of my stream. Yeah, put your wine in. We're done. Yes, yes. Can you two calm down, please? To be fair, Yagyu kind of always looks like she's about to kill somebody. Oh, this again. I guess there are more floating diamonds than cubes. Bari said something smart. Something's wrong. Weird it out. I've been watching lots of Homestar lately. I don't know if you can tell. I really wish they would put all of their stuff on YouTube. Not really because I prefer to watch it on YouTube, but because if you just use the random button on their site, you get the same tunes a lot of the time. I would like to just watch through the whole thing, like absolutely every tune in one huge playlist. One huge, thick, round, meaty playlist. We're just gonna ignore that part. Oh no, cat, please. Yeah, I know the wiki, but it doesn't really have like a... It's not really an efficient way to just watch one of every cartoon. Like, you'd have to click like 18 billion times. It's kind of unfortunate that due to the nature of the site, there's a lot of weird hidden little things. And a lot of really short tunes that take like a bit to find. Like, I was just looking for a tune that was on videlectrics.com and it was down. Like, I don't know if they let that lapse. Yeah, videlectrics.com, is it back up? Oh my gosh, it is back up! I actually, let me see if I can find this. I told them that, I told the StrongBad account on Twitter that videlectrics.com was down, and he said he would tell, let me find this. This will be better to show. Oh, come on. Snipping tool, please. If you've never used snipping tool, it is like the best feature of Windows 7, and it's still in Windows 10. And it's even better in Windows 10, actually. Highly recommend it. Let's see if I can drop this puppy. VLectures.com's toast called Bubs. Heading down to the Datum Center to see what's up. I'm more concerned with why you're on VLectures.com on 2017. Pigs on head? Yeah, there's all these games and there's some tunes that are hidden on VLectures.com. I'm actually impressed that they got it fixed. I figured they had just abandoned it or something. Hello. But yeah, there's a bunch of games on here. Well, not a bunch. Most of them are just demos, but... yeah, it's working, so I'm glad I yelled at him. Alright, back to video games. Wait. I have not stopped dropping frames yet, or started. I have not dropped frames yet. We'll see how it holds up, though. Sometimes it starts late at 8 o'clock. I don't know what it is about 8. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, but I moved my server over to Linode, and it's been doing really well. I've been impressed. I actually get way better performance, and I can pay less money per month. And it's been running pretty great. And I have complete control over it now. No more managed hosting crap. Which, in a way, is a downside, but it's more control for more risk, I guess, but I also get better speed, which is more of what I cared about. Plus, I never liked Namecheap in the first place. I've read that StrongBad's voice. It's hard not to. But yeah, the StrongBad character, I think it's like @StrongBadActual on Twitter. They're really good at staying in character and stuff. Do kids even text anymore? It's all about the WhatsApp, even though that's the same as text, but in an app. But I don't know. I just like my Twitters and my Discords. I love when they make this face. This is a particularly good face. Top 10 faces. Why do you Why do you do the poses? Her brother is like human garbage, by the way. Like, I'm kind of surprised we haven't killed him, let alone like why we're talking to him at all. Hello, name I can't pronounce. Shame StrongBad actual isn't verified yet. Oh, it's not? Really? But yeah, that's them. Junhabin? Ah, I can do that. I guess more accurately, I can't read it, not pronouncing is not the question. I don't know how good... They're so good at making that sound like a phone. I genuinely looked at my phone, and that's nothing... That's not what my phone's ringtone is. It just has that crappy phone speaker goodness to it. Why are the phone parts of phones still the worst parts of phones, by the way? Like, the microphone and speaker are like the two things that are required to be called a phone, and they're the absolute worst parts of the phone. Huh. Then again, I couldn't get verified either, so obviously, you know, if a big name like me can't get verified, something little like Homestar Runner doesn't have a chance. I think they're weirder about it if you're not using a real name, though. I think that's why, because, like, I know some people that are, like, lower followers than me, but they got verified, but they have real names and real, like, pictures of their face as their Twitter thing. I think if you're, like, a brand, a hashtag brand, and you want to engage with millennials, I think you gotta, there's a higher standard. You gotta really evolve the design language of your Dropbox. Has everyone seen the Dropbox redesign? I hate it. I hate everything about it. Let me bring this up. Let me try not to vomit. Alright, it hasn't loaded yet. No vomiting. Alright. I held it down. Alright, let me show you this abomination. Alright, I'm supposed to be playing a video game, but this is more important. Let me... Wait, can I just... There we go. Okay. It's kind of too big for the screen. But let me show you this. This is important. The logo. More than storage. Our old logo was a blue box that implied Dropbox is a great place to store stuff. The new one is cleaner and simpler. We've evolved it from a literal box to a collection of surfaces that show that Dropbox is an open platform and a place for creation. Yes, as you can see, the new logo is nothing like a box, but the pedestrian, disgusting, juvenile, old logo. Why, it was a box. Sit back and enjoy the amazing difference between these two incredibly disparate logos, yes? As you can see, the one on the top is clearly entirely different from the evolved open platform on the bottom, yes? I can't, the whole thing reads like this. Like, it's just the textual version of somebody jacking themselves off with, like, 3 hands. It's horrible. I hate it. Yeah, let's get this garbage off screen so you don't have to see it. There we go. It's obviously not a box. There's like, they changed the lines slightly, so it's not a box anymore. Like, I've seen some dumb redesigns. Like, I complained about, like, Patrons. I still think Patrons' new P is kind of stupid, but that just takes the cake. Though it's not even the worst rebranding disaster. UKIP changed their thing and they're getting sued already, I think. They have a lion as their logo and it looks exactly like, well, not exactly, but it looks like the sports team logo. Oh, does Jim Sterling do that voice? It's just that kind of fancy. I love this octopus wearing a hat, by the way. Wearing a sombrero. There you go, my friend. Have some water. You look thirsty. I love these girls just in, like, 3 floaties. The most dangerous opponent. And they somehow store like 18 billion water balloons in there. Don't ask where. We can't speak of it on stream. Ow. Figured that from the Korean name. I know what those glyphs are. Well, I mean, I know the language that they are. Beyond that, I'm lost. I was never good at any non-Latin alphabets. That's the big reason, well, one of the big reasons I went for German over Japanese in high school. Plus, I think we only had 2 years of Japanese. We had 4 of German. Though I didn't end up taking 4 years of German, because I didn't take 4 years of college, or high school. Even says filthy casuals. Oh, that's the one where he's dressed up as like an aristocrat. I've seen people post pictures. I've seen the thumbnails. I don't tend to watch the Jim Sterling stuff just because I'm not really one for the like disaster tourism of bad Steam games and stuff. Patreon wouldn't be a half bad name for a robotic patriotic Silver Age comedy hero. I figured that was the one you were talking about. I try to limit my exposure to the enraging things though, rather than like watch things making fun of them. Like, that's kind of a problem I have with my Twitter feed, is like a lot of people I follow on Twitter, they'll quote tweet or like post an image of the stupid thing, and it's like, I don't want to see the stupid thing. I haven't been on Twitter much lately anyway. I've been screwing around with the website and fixing things. Hopefully the website should be in a state where I no longer need to diddle with it too much. That outfit actually makes Kat's chest look a little bit bigger than usual. I don't think she's particularly huge. Let's see what size she is. I don't think she's one of the larger ones, actually. Could be wrong. I think she's just like an F. And of course there's a wiki with all of this information for you. Oh, she's an H. Okay, never mind. I think she's the biggest one in, I think it's, oh, I'm thinking of Asuka. The cat is pretty big. And obviously an F is not large. Tapped out of Spanish when we reached the point where you're supposed to talk and write in Spanish exclusively. Oh yeah, that was, yeah, that was when German got a little bit harder. Though I was pretty good with German in high school. I didn't enjoy going back to it. I had to take 2 years in college because I was like just a couple of points away from testing out of having to take German at all. Like there's an equivalency exam you can take, and I hadn't taken the 4th year, so I couldn't skip it, and I missed just a couple points. I think it was the cases. We hadn't learned too much about the dative case and stuff, and I got just a couple points, and I had to waste two course slots on German. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I never ended up using German, like, at all. And honestly, I just wanted to take German because I really liked Rammstein and I wanted to be able to, like, hear the lyrics. But I ended up not listening to too much more German industrial metal or anything, and I ended up playing a lot more Japanese video games, so it definitely would have been nice to play the Japanese games. So they didn't have Japanese voice acting and stuff, so I didn't have as much reason to want to learn Japanese back then. 羨ましいですね。私も見習いたいです。です。あ、いえ、何でもありません。Why did she fade? Why did she tween into that? ただ、純粋に羨ましいなと思いまして。私は時としてあやめさんとは逆の性格が出ることがありますから。ごめんなさい。少し。Kagura is the one with feelings going on in this story. I definitely think switching back to YouTube was a good idea. We definitely get a few more views on YouTube, and it's nice to have everything on one site anyway. I was never really a big fan of Twitch, as you probably noticed from me complaining about Twitch a lot. Oh yeah, when people like porn, it shows up in your feed now and you can't do anything. I don't actually get too much of that. I tend to just not like anything that I wouldn't retweet. I do retweet things that a lot of people wouldn't, but whatever. Like, I wouldn't retweet anything that would be, like, unacceptable in this game. Like, this game is kind of my limit. Because I need to be able to talk about games like this, so of course I need to be able to, like, show images, so... I try not to go, like, too extreme. Like, no its and bits, but otherwise, yeah. There were a couple people that only watched on Twitch, but I think there's plenty more people that prefer me on YouTube. And some people preferred Beam, but the only people that moved over to Beam are the people who would watch me absolutely no matter which platform I was on. So there was kind of no reason to stay on Beam. Like, I would like to appease the people who like Beam, but like, streaming to multiple sites just was not worth it. Because the thing about streaming to multiple sites is, say I have 12 people watching now, or no, I just went to 10. Anyway, say I've got 12 people. Say I'm streaming to 3 platforms, so we've got 4 on Twitch, we got 4 on YouTube, and we got 4 on Beam. Nobody sees that I have 12. They're just like, oh, there's only 4 people here, I guess I better leave. And like, people would say that out loud, like, they would go into chat. It was usually Twitch. People on Twitch, I think, are a bit more savvy, but also more rude. And they'd be like, oh, there's nobody watching. And even though there's, like, people in the chat, even though I had chat relay setting up, so you could see the chat from the other things, people would still look at that view number, and it would be lower on Twitch, because most of my people are on YouTube or Beam. And just, yeah. Hey, Jessica. Yep, YouTube. I definitely prefer YouTube. Like, even with all the stupid stuff YouTube has done lately, I still prefer them, and there's still some good stuff that YouTube has done, like that ultra low latency. That is really nice. YouTube also has this like pre-moderation thing where it kind of flags messages where it's like, I'm pretty sure this is, you know, a shit post, so we're gonna let you review this. And I like that because I like to I try to catch stuff like that early, because if you leave, it's that broken windows principle, which I don't think actually pans out in real life or something. But it does online. But basically what I mean is, if you leave a bunch of posts where people are like, first comment, like, this video sucks, and like if you, what do people say? I'm out of touch with the memes, I'm sorry. Like if you're still watching this video in 2016, and all of that crap. If you leave that stuff, other people see that and they think you're okay with that, and they post more of it. So I always try to get rid of it so people know that, like, hey, you can have a reasonable conversation in my comments. I do not just let memes overflow like a giant meme-filled burning dumpster fire full of trash fires. Yeah, now that YouTube has ultra low latency, Beam isn't really that fancy. Beam does get even lower, but the difference between like less than 1 second and 2 seconds is not as big as the difference between 2 seconds and like 20 seconds. Because like 2 seconds, that's an acceptable lag. And even like in a face-to-face conversation, you might pause for 2 seconds and be like, words? Say? Hello? Yes? But like 20 seconds, that's awkward. That's like slowly back away and leave the room awkward. Definitely. I'm glad people appreciate that. Yeah, so some people are a bit ruder just because it's YouTube. Like I noticed with the Abyssrium videos, people are a lot ruder. Well, like not a lot, but I do get more rude comments in my YouTube Abyssrium videos than I get on my YouTube than I get on Facebook or on my own website's comments. Uh-oh, we're vibrating. It's really hard to... I should play less story-based games when I stream, because I just talk about things, and that's, you know, the point of a stream, but it also distracts me. So she's the, like, JoJo reference character. I don't know JoJo's, but I know she's got the hat. When she transforms, she literally has JoJo's hat. His name is JoJo, right? The guy. She wants us to excite her. I think we can comply with that. Wait, Densetsu means legend? Oh my god, that explains so much. Granted, this game has no shortage of distractions. It does, but I can usually play it just fine. She's just a fangirl to everybody. Oh no, we're not the warrior. Womp womp. Screech teach splash. Wow. Leech reach splash. Yes. It's essentially a fan with a long line of dudes with Joe in their name. Huh. Relevant. Names are meaningless. Yeah, the pin on the chest definitely does not work as well as I thought it would. Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo? I know it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I assumed the main character was JoJo. Joey Jojo. Joseph Joerson Jr. The problem with all of the crap to upgrade is that like so much of it is not particularly great, so I won't be using it after I get something else. So I don't really want to upgrade anything at this point in the game. And there's too many characters to upgrade all of them, at least all the way to max. So I mostly just upgrade the weapons early on, and I think that's pretty good advice to follow. I gave up on making a guide for this game. I don't even know if I made an import guide. I don't think I did. Yeah. I mostly stick to Neptunian indie games. This is Senran Kagura Peach Peach Splash. I'm surprised the game still gets the same reactions. It's like, when was the first localized Senran Kagura game? That was quite a few years ago at this point. 2004? 3? I know it's been quite a few years since the series started. It was such a surprise when the first one actually got localized. It wasn't really that great, but I'm glad I stick with the series because they really improved it. If you've never read it, I strongly recommend checking out the interviews of the director of the series. Kenichiro Takaki, I believe he is. He's on Twitter, and he doesn't really post much in English on Twitter, but he does interviews, and he's just the most... He just really knows what he likes, and he is just completely unapologetic, and he's just passionate. He just loves making the games that he does, and it's hard not to like him. He just... Even the interviewers, you can kind of tell that they like him after they interview him. He's just a cool dude. By the way, that checklist thing for your guide's potentially awesome. Oh, you read that in Discord. Yeah, I thought it'd be a cool idea, but I'm not entirely sure how much work it would be to set up. The Aegis is bigger than I thought she was. I guess I've barely played any of the story things with her, because I never get too far in the mainline Senran Kagura games, because I don't like them as much. This reminds me, I never actually finished Estival in English, because I imported my save file, which was a dumb idea. So I had already finished the whole thing. That's kind of why I decided to stop importing stuff, is because, like, it's fun, but when I replay it in English, I get less... I don't have the new game drive, and it's harder to finish things like that. Previous protagonist. But yeah, I thought it would be really neat for my guides to have like a checklist thing, so that, like, you could check things off as you unlock them in the game, and it would actually save your entries. Because like you can do that with a browser. You can save some data to see when you visit a page, it'll like keep those things. But I'm not sure if there's like a pre-built thing in WordPress that does that. And I'm not entirely sure how much fuss it would be to set up myself in a way that's like actually useful. Oh no.
ごめんなさい。少し一人にさせていただきます。おい、待てよ、イカルだ。
I'm only playing on medium right now. I'm mostly just playing for the story. The multiplayer and the co-op defense mode, and the like leaderboard challenge thing, so the harder parts. You can put it on hard mode, but then you lose really fast. And if I don't stay focused on the story, I just keep talking about random crap with chat.
無事に卒業できたとしても善人としてやっていけるかって問題もある。それはそれで別物の悩みだよな。
I still only dropped 26 frames, so maybe the Mediacom malady has finally left us. Maybe it's finally okay. I don't know. I did change a few things, and I am on the 200 megabits per second down. I only get like 25 up. But, which obviously I don't use all of that when streaming, but I was hoping that would be enough of a buffer. Yeah, this is basically a water gun third-person shooter if you mean gameplay-wise, but usually most people don't mean gameplay-wise. I'm surprised how few, like... Yeah, never mind, I already talked about that. Wait. Oh wait, no, the Yoma, that's from... Yeah, we know about that from Estival. Like I said, I don't really think the Yoma storyline works as well as they want it to work. I really hope the Mediacom malady is over. How do you do, fellow females?
でもなんか気持ちはわかるな。私も卒業した後のことを。皆さん、私から一つ提案があります。みんなでイカルガさんを励ましてあげま
It is kind of a shame they don't have like a water shader for like the skin. Because like the characters that don't have the dampening clothing, they don't even particularly look wet. But this isn't quite. This is like, I don't know what you would call this, but it's like a higher budget side game. Like it's not like a main storyline thing, and it's kind of reuses Estival Versus' engine, so I wouldn't expect like a total graphical overhaul, but it definitely would have been nice. And I'm kind of glad that they like are dedicating more resources, if not necessarily like major game resources. Like, I don't know how to words this, but like I like when they focus on the more fun side of the series, because when they try to go too serious, I don't think it works out as well. But somebody I know on Twitter keeps wanting me to play Senran Kagura 2. And at this point, I don't even want to use my 3DS ever again, honestly. So unless they remake it for PS4, I don't think I'll finish it. In fact, the first time I beat Senran Kagura 1 will probably be when they do that PS4 port, even though I already have the thinger. I already have both games on 3DS. I honestly just bought the first one just because I was like, oh wow, they localized that. Good for them. And I would have strongly preferred a physical copy for $30, but I would have rather paid $40 to get a physical copy than pay $30 for the digital copy. Especially since I didn't like the game itself that much. I know that's weird to say, but if I'm gonna own a game only for like the purpose of owning it, I'd definitely rather have a physical one. If I'm not gonna like actually really enjoy the game. Unfortunately, the later games did get better. In fact, like even Senran Kagura 2, I complain about it, but it's really not that bad. It's a lot better than the first game. I just couldn't get into it. The tone is just so weird. Like obviously, even in this game, the tone is kind of all over the place sometimes, but I think they walk a decent balance. There's just enough comedy and not too much, the comedy never leaves in this. Like you're never too long without something at least amusing. But when Senran Kagura 2, it like went 100% serious, and it was just not very enjoyable. Is that a thing? Did they really just put a whole fish head on a grill? Is that a food? Is that how you food? I don't know. I do know that in Japan, anything in the sea is food. I really want some grilled corn right now. I don't think I want anything else on this entire platter. Maybe those things, if those are hot dogs or like sausages and not like horrible tentacles. I think on the right is the horrible like fish tentacles. Or squid tentacles. I don't know. I don't find most of this very appealing as food. I think those might be sausages. They might be tentacles, they might be sausages. I don't know. Is that worth it? Cheese fondue. What? Is that a thing? Do people eat cheese fondue and squid? Wait, that's real? Tuna heads is real? I have to Google this. Hold on. Is this food? Okay, Googling tuna heads gives you pretty much what you expect. They do not look like food. Andrew Zimmerman eats a tuna head in Zokyo. Okay. Or Zimmern, not. Who's it? Oh my god. It is a thing. That is disgusting. None of these... It actually looks less appetizing when they're eating it. I will spare you what it looks like when it's being eaten. That is... Whew. I learned something and I wish I didn't. Roasted garlic? You just eat plain garlic? Chicken, hell yeah. You eat some normal things. Look, you live your life on an island for extended periods of time, then you can complain about sea. Hello, yes? I guess there is that issue. I guess it's a lot easier to have cows when you have so much open space. Hello? Hello? Though Japan likes golf, which is really weird, because you'd think it would be really hard to make to fit golf courses in. Yeah, everything on the table I think is real foods. Is anyone else hungry for a jelly donut? Oh yeah, never Google anything in Binding of Isaac. They're all real things, and you will regret knowing the things. Yes? Yes? Oh, things are on fire again. How does that even happen? How would you? Why would you put the fireworks? But the grill? What is wrong with you people? Okay, so the fire is not the same fire that Riona sets. Everyone just has their own fire. I don't even want to mention what you're talking about, but music, yes, you are actually very correct. Seriously, don't Google that. You will not ever forget the images that you see. If you see them, which I hope you don't. Well, I mean, it's summer party. You gotta go to, you know, have a barbecue in your bikini and have a bunch of fireworks right next to the barbecue. You know, why would you practice fire safety? Apparently ninjas aren't very big on safety. I mean, I guess if you're like basically immune to explosions, maybe you just wouldn't care. Should I see the latest DLC announcements for PBS? No, I've seen some of the stuff that was in the Japanese release. Is Super Sonico coming out yet? That was the one DLC that I did definitely want. I don't know if anything else. I never really looked at the DLC too closely because I wasn't going to buy it in Japanese. I was going to wait for the English release, which is this, obviously. So, and unfortunately, Xseed kind of makes us wait to get the DLC. Oh. Bad. Oh, right. This is one of the fire ones. Bouncing off. There we go. You can change the water balloons to either explode on impact or bounce around. And if they hit people, they explode. I think they might actually do more damage when they do impact instead of bounce too. I think they do 90 as impact. Hey, there's the red team spawn. Where's the... oh, there's one. I'm not sure my teammates even know that they're supposed to put out the fires. They don't seem to help in this game mode at all. Oh, that's just tiki torches. Supersonic goes uncertain. Oh, the DOA. I don't care about the DOA girls are the weird ones though. It's the stupid lowly. I can't believe this DOA stuff and it's not Ayame or Ayane and Kasumi. Like, what even is Dead or Alive anymore? I was never a huge fan, so I'm not like super upset or anything. But it's just weird to me. Speaking of Dead or Alive 5, they're not making DLC anymore for it. It's the end of a freaking era. Where is this last fire? Are the demons speaking to you, Parker? He's doing that thing where his eyes are all wide and he's looking at something intently, and there's not actually a thing there. He sees the demons. John, you are the demons. Where? Ah! There we go. They have pretty good burnt effects. Please do not put your freaking. What are you staring at? There's nothing there, Parker. There are no demons here. Those drawers, those are like the exotic set in Animal Crossing. I love that set. Wait, there's a radar? They show up on the radar? Do they? Huh. I didn't notice that. I think you only have one more to go. Because they beat the other two things. Firework broiled fish. Please do not eat the tuna head. Please do not remind me that tuna head is a thing. Does he pull out my desktop screen console TV? Sometimes mostly with the big TV. He really liked The Last of Us. He was watching Joel. It's usually stuff with like fast moving stuff, like platformers he really likes to watch. He mostly just watches the big TVs. For some reason, the little screens, he's not as into. Oh, you want the belly pets? Yes. You're so fluff. Yes. Oh, you want the kicks? I can't pet you if you give the kicks. Can you hear his tail hitting the keyboard? He presses keys with his tail. I don't think they're ever allowed to actually graduate. They're like a cartoon show. They're gonna be seniors for 20 years. Then they'll be the like 40-year-olds at the beach pretending they're 14, like frickin' Baywatch. Not 14, but you know what I mean. How do you do, fellow kids? Sexuality is kind of like a core aspect of Senran Kagura. It's not really about anime games. It's just what they're made to be and what the creator loves. Oh yeah, it's March Madness. We gotta make some brackets, Parker. Who's in your brackets? You got brackets? I remember being forced to make brackets in middle school because everyone was doing the brackets. I just picked random teams. Alright, I forgot to change your chest size. They're gonna change Katsu's outfit back to normal too. Didn't really work right. They probably would start a new timeline. I wish you could hear him purr, but it's incredibly hard to get the purring on the microphone. I don't know if it's something like the filters, like just completely remove it or what, but I tried recording some Parker purring ASMR, and you just get like static noise that is not even audible on like my normal recordings is all you can hear when I try to record his purring. No, you actually can't change character's cup size except Ryobi changed cup size when she transforms, so you can select from either form from her. But nobody else has magical changing boobs. That is a DLC you can get in Senran Kagura too. Parker, you just rolled and his feet went off the table. Ah, tail! Oh yeah, the voice actors are fantastic. They actually have a different voice actress for every single character in this game, and there's like 25 to 30 main characters now. I was really amazed when I found they just have all unique voice actors. It's ridiculous. See you, Jessica. It's getting late here too, but it's almost 9, so yeah, actually probably will be off before too long. Oh, Backlogger is doing a redesign? Actually don't use that. I don't really want to know my backlog, honestly. Poor Emu. She's really good. I just wish they would like... It's one of those things where they get off too much on making fun of the character, and they don't ever allow the character to be interesting. Poor AI. Anything fun? No, I love the voice acting is really good. They it's really surprising they managed to get unique actresses. Like that's like, can you imagine if they had to localize it like that? Like, I don't think they would find 30 different people to do it. Like, most games have like 4 people, like at most. Especially anime games have incredibly limited things. What am I trying to say here? Characters. How do I change you? I know I can do that. There we go. That's better. But you can toggle... How many characters? I don't think there's many characters where you can actually do that, but you can toggle her between her shinobi form and normal, and you can toggle Murasaki's mask. I think you can toggle something. I forget what else there was. Let's turn that up to hard difficulty. It's like a void. Yeah, one flat character is already one too many in this series. Especially since they gave them both chest envy. Like, one character, sure, do your stupid anime meme thing. But, like, 2, they really didn't need to do that with... Though I guess Ryobi's kind of grown out of it, so... Never mind, I guess they haven't really done that lately. Let me try this sniper rifle. I haven't tried this. Hello? Do not. It's my water. He only likes to drink from my water. If it's in a cup, he loves it, but I give him fresh water in like a fancy like waterfall thing with a motor, like flowing water thing. And he just prefers to, ow. Holy crap! No. I'll win without dying. It's my favorite way to win. Oh my gosh, you do only get one shot. Right. It drains like 60%. Makes sense for a sniper rifle, but a little annoying. Ow! My outfit, and this outfit doesn't really tear or anything. This one's kind of boring. I figured it would turn transparent. It just kind of is there. It's cute, but I will get your dumb butt back up. She's got a really cool run animation. I haven't seen her run before. In this anyway. See, those are the kind of little animation touches that Estival was really good at, but this game doesn't have as much of. Because most people have just a, you know, more generic set of animations. Ugh, I keep forgetting that I don't even get 2 shots. I only get 1 before I have to reload. It does do the most damage in the game, but I prefer my rapid fire weapons. Oh dang, it deals like double what a grenade does almost. Oh crap. I find it extremely unlikely you all actually fail to understand that this game where people shoot each other with water guns is about shooting people with water guns. I guess chat always kind of gets worse when I play an anime game, and I will state publicly, I frankly really don't appreciate that. I play games because I like them, I'm not... Shit. Alright, we're definitely not playing hard mode with the sniper rifle. I never play games because I'm being memey or anything. What are you doing? You don't scratch that. What are you doing? What's your deal? Let's go with those. Latency reels seem really slow. Oh no, I thought I told you. We're not on ultra low latency. We're on normal. Actually, don't think of it like Splatoon. Think of it as just a water gun third-person shooter. It really has nothing to do with Splatoon. I can see why people think of it, but like I really hate the whole everything is like a Nintendo game, right? Especially since the gameplay is not really anything like Splatoon. I guess does Splatoon have like plain old deathmatch? I know like the main mode is turf control, which is not like this at all. And it doesn't even have like paint at all. Oh, hello. Oh fuck. I love when she says that. Stupid turrets. Also, I do like that they got all new environments for this, and they actually look pretty alright. I think Estival looked fine too, but it kinda had a bunch of remakes of the Shinobi versus locations. But I think people get too uppity about reusing stuff in general. Like, it's about how you reuse it. It's not necessarily that reusing is bad. Oops. Splatoon. I think at least 5 people have mentioned Splatoon in regards to this game. I've seen the final boss, and I mean, I don't know if that's really very Splatoon-y. I mean, Splatoon has music. I guess that's... I'm pretty sure most people just see anything vaguely resembling a water or paint gun and they're just like, oh, it's Splatoon. Just like, to see anything with like any kind of difficulty, like, oh, Dark Souls! This is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls. This is the Dark Souls of Splatoon, guys. This is the Crash Bandicoot of Super Meat Boy. There was this review of Project Cars too, and it was like, if Mario Kart is God of War, then Project Cars 2 is the Dark Souls of racing games. Like that's like the actual sentence. It's horrifying. I don't know if people like think they're gonna get a quick buck from the people that are outraged at their horrible comparisons. Why is everybody chasing after me? Oh, the rest of my team is down. You guys suck. Gameplay wise, they're similar. I mean, they're only similar in that they're third-person shooters. Like, that is the only similarity. Like, this is as similar to Splatoon, gameplay wise, and like thematically, pretty much as like Uncharted multiplayer. Which is surprisingly good, by the way. I know nobody buys Uncharted just for the multiplayer, but it is actually pretty decent. I don't usually like multiplayer aspects of single-player games. It's the Dark Souls of wet t-shirt contest, yes. But yeah, that Mario Kart thing, like the Mario Kart thing is the worst part of that quote in my opinion. Like, what even is that? Like it's comparing Dark Soul or God of War to Dark Souls in general is like, what? Like, if you like, I get that the point is to try to be elitist about God of War because everyone is all about that, but oh shit, it's still lost. All right, we're just gonna stay with medium difficulty. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but when you're trying to be elitist about God of War, you're supposed to compare it to Devil May Cry. Yeah, I wish we could just never reference Dark Souls again. Like, there's a few times when it's relevant, but like, yeah. He's making weird noises. I always forget this game even has a radar, honestly. Probably shouldn't. This game does have a lot of helpers. It's a very accessible, as far as third-person shooters are concerned. It's got, if you want, it has pretty aggressive auto-aim that I actually keep forgetting to turn off. I wish you could default it to off. It kind of defaults to on. That's when the reticle is really big, like this, which you can't see. But yeah, and then there's the markers, and I think the point, I think it was kind of intended to be like, if you never played third-person shooter before, you can play this. Mario Kart is the God of War of racing games. It's when you're trying so hard to be an elitist that you just kind of forget that you actually have no idea what you're talking about. Like, what do people hate? God of War. What do people love? Dark Souls. Put them together, you've got the Dark Souls of Dark Souls comparisons. That's what you got. Hell yeah. Fiona is so good. She's my favorite. It kind of surprises people. Wait, why are you back to that? We don't support that in this household, young lady. I could have. No, whatever. I actually kind of like it. There's really only a couple characters for a game that's, you know, quite open with its perviness. There's really just Katsuragi and Fiona that are like actually huge pervs. And I guess Ayame, but that's really just with her with Kat. Plus she's not really a main character. Alright, and Haruka. So there's like 3 out of like 25 are actually perverts. So I guess Shiki a little. Shiki's like as perverted as any like bi college girl. How did you get powered up right? What? Oh, whatever. Oh, healing and shield cards. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have any cards that are worth a damn, so I haven't even bothered setting them up. Like, I couldn't give them any good cards anyway. Yeah, that's what I usually did. Yeah, that's what I usually just loaded up with healing and shield cards in when I have my Japanese version. But yeah, I don't have any of my stuff anymore. But I'm not really gonna worry about any of that until I finish the story and everything. Then I'll play some of the. I think I can get some people together to play some 4-player defense. In fact, Eric, if you'd be up for that, I was hoping at some point to get some people together to stream some 4-player co-op defense mode, whatever the hell that's called. They were just saying Binding of Isaac because it's hard. Like, the weird thing about the whole Crash flip out is like Crash Bandicoot was pretty infamously difficult. Like, it's not like they made it harder. It's not like Mario 3 suddenly became Mario 2, like Japanese Mario 2. I find it funny people like, well, American Mario 2 isn't even the real Mario 2. It's like, the Japanese Mario 2 is terrible. Like, it's basically a Kaizo ROM hack. It's so weird. Can you imagine if Nintendo, like, made games regularly, like Super Mario 2? It's so uncharacteristic. It's just the same game, way harder, and every new feature, like every single new feature added to SMB2 is just an annoying way to die. The hitbox change. Oh, I know what you mean about the hitbox change, but it's not really harder, especially not because you keep the boxes when you die at a checkpoint. That alone makes it not remotely possible to be harder. Doki Doki Panic was a repurposed prototype for Mario sequel. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how people still make the argument that it's like it's not a real Mario game, because like Peach does the floaty thing, Luigi is slippery and jumps higher, like all of those attributes stayed with the characters. And plus we still have Shy Guys and everything. Like it's definitely it's frankly more Mario 2 than Japanese Mario 2, because nothing ever other than All Stars ever references Mario 2. Not that there is anything to reference. Like I said, it's just a too hard ROM hack of SMB1. As far as I'm concerned, Soyaban Action is a better Mario 2 than Mario 2. I can't believe I never did a video for that. I need to find that and make some videos of Soyaban Action. That is a hilarious game. Even my dad loved videos of people playing that game. Though it eventually does become a regular Kaizo game. repurposed arcade game. I guess it does have the difficulty of arcade stuff.
もしかして私が来たからこんなことに
Yes, bad Ayame.
そんなことないよ気にしないであやめちゃん
She's making it weird.
でもこんな状態でこれから勝てるのかな
See, this is what I was talking about with it being kind of like SV. Like, even the stories, even the per character stories, they're kind of similar. Like, this is basically what, well, both of the other ones had going on. There's the one character who's feeling like an outcast. There's the general discord between the group. Yeah, calling it lost levels made sense. It's like, I mean, it really does feel like a bunch of more Mario 1 levels than it does like a second Mario game. Especially when you compare it to SMB 3 and Mario World. Is that like a thing a real person would do? I'm actually gonna change Cat's outfit back. Okay, that's another reason to not use Twitch. Twitch hates visual novels. And they almost banned... Well, they did ban Esteval Versus briefly. They unbanned it, but it was initially banned for being, not you. I want to remove you. They thought it was a visual novel and you weren't allowed to play visual novels. And then like the very next year they allow you eating food to be, you know. Because eating food is games. Eating food is the most games. Don't you guys like eating food, the game? It's my favorite game. Hell yeah. I think this outfit was like made for Katsuragi, so I'll go with that. Let's go with your normal hair, I guess. Alright, I don't need this. Where's the thing? I like how there's a whole section for Dakimakuras. Is Phoenix write a visual novel? I would say so, basically. It's more puzzle than average, but there's definitely a lot of visual novels that have gameplay. I think they stopped doing that. I think they, like, realized that was a stupid and terrible rule for idiots. Can I remove the thing from her hair? Alright, for the terrible thing, you can change what they're wearing under. Color. The blue makes sense for Cat. Can you remove the thing? I guess you can't. I don't want the thing to be in her hair. Oh, whatever. Should be a bit lower. But it looks dumb. I'll just change her hair to something. That just looks wrong. Who has hat vaguely like Katsuragi? Whoa. Oh, it's even more wrong. Whoa. Okay, I can't deal with them having other characters' hair. It's just not right. Why is this a thing in any game where you can make your character? Why is this? Why this? Is this a reference to something, or? This is just cat with bangs. That's why I hate that they have Leo and Soji, because they're both basically Katsuragi. Like, it's just Katsuragi with more hair. Just give me less. Oh, whoa. Aside from the bowl cut in the front, that's kind of close. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. I can't believe I can't remove her hair ribbon thing. Down a little bit. Not that much. Actually, I guess it does work fine. Alright. Is it the ring reference? I don't think so. The ring girl had long hair, didn't she? And let's change. This Hawaiian shirt thing's kind of boring. I came here for clothing damage, damn it. Yeah, swimsuits are kind of boring because they barely get wet and they don't turn transparent and they don't rip. So just kind of. I guess your normal outfit's pretty good, isn't it? Let's just put her in that. Where is it? I hate that the freaking default model is Yumi in the things. I really want to see less Yumi. I would pay a $5 DLC to not see Yumi in this game at all, or here. It's free money. It's free real estate. Shock Twitch didn't try to ban Dragon Robot. They probably did. They probably would have. Like, I think they're more lax now. I think they do allow. Oh no, it's Kagura. Ugh. I think they do now allow visual novel, or at least they don't complain about them. But yeah, Twitch is weird. I never liked them as a company. Even before the Amazon thing, they were weird. I think I was looking for a pink bikini for her, but I couldn't find one. Ugh, it's you. Oh hey, Naruku is here though. Naruku, I guess. I hope Kagura is in the new one. They have this bad habit of doing this thing. They do the Dragon Ball Z thing, where they like show you somebody who's way too strong, but then the characters don't power up. Like they did this thing, I think it was in Shinobi Versus, where like just everybody gets like pinned down and they're like, oh, there were super ninjas that were like actually good ninjas, unlike us because we're just actually dumb loser ninjas and we can't do anything. And like basically we had no chance to do anything against them and we just are suck. And they just never get better and it's like, what? We're terrible ninjas this whole time? And you're just gonna leave it at that? It'd be like if Dragon Ball Z showed Frieza, like, the very first episode, and Goku never beats Frieza. Frieza just kills everybody forever. Goku is just garbage, but you're watching Goku just be a loser. Kick the baby, agreed. I would love to kick the baby. Oh right, yeah, Conan Exiles has full nudity, but Twitch is fine with it. What are we omegaing? Why are you so slow, Twitter? Oh my god! I still haven't played Cuphead yet, by the way. I'm sorry. I asked for a review copy, didn't get it either. Granted, I asked like 3 years ago. I probably should have asked more recently. But I just figured I would be in a list, but I haven't really had time to play too much review stuff lately anyway. I'm not sure if I'll get to it this weekend either, because I've got some stuff I already wanted to cover. Due to the day job, I'm kind of like always behind on everything, forever. So that's a shame. Yeah, there's that good old clothes tearing action. I honestly think the swimsuits are really not very fun, especially since they don't get wet, but like, I always thought the regular outfits were way more fun, because they actually take the clothing damage. It's just boring without it. Where did Rin learn all this English anyway? Has Shiki been talking to her? With her white girl ways? Kabari, get up. Uh-oh, there's a thing. Team no affiliation. Oh, there's doggos! Right, Murakumo's doggos are a summonable thingy. It's also kind of shit. This only has the like half damaged like state of the terrible clothes too. It's terrible, not terrible. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop streaming after this. This is probably my last run here. It's getting a little bit late. No stream interruptions though, which I'm hopeful. That would be just. This would be a great week if I'm no longer having stream issues. My website's moved over. Everything's great. I did some really good performance work on my website. If I could toot my own horn too. It's loading really fast now. Oh, and my patron also reached $100 a month, which means I can reduce ads on my website. Well, I mean, I already did reduce ads on my website. You get the Quit It trophy from the dressing room fantasy mod. I don't know. Oh, she has a thigh mole. I didn't know that. I got more than half of the trophies in Japanese, but there were some major grind ones I didn't get. I think the trophies transfer over for Xseed's games. So I probably have that. I have most things. Yeah, these raising characters to max thing is ridiculous. That's like an insane amount of experience. I really don't like those. I usually try to platinum these, but they usually a little bit grindy. I did get Shinobi versus Platinum. I think I'm a little bit short from Estival. I don't have this one yet. I would never even try for the Platinum in the cooking game, though. Speaking of hair, I like her new... her beachy do. Ikaruga's, I mean. Oh, there's an easy XP method? What is it? Because getting cards for it seems to just take forever. Like, I played a lot past the ending of the game, and I still had only maxed like half of my weapons and no characters. Dang, 3 hours. That's longer than I meant to stream. It's pretty long for a weekday stream.
何も卒業試験や卒業後のことが心配で悩んでいたわけではないんです。私は皆さんと離れるのがそれが辛くて寂しくて。
ヒカルが
こんなの子供みたいですよね。3年生として恥ずかしいですよね。でも私はみんなと別れたくないのです。いつまでも一緒にいたいのです。
ヒカルがさ、私だってヒカルがさんと別れたくないよ。ヒバリもずっとこのままでいたいよ。
俺だって。
It's fine. We're in a video game. We're gonna be in school for like 20 years. It's not a problem.
ヒカルがそれは反則だぞ。そんなこと言ったらあたいだって
桂木さん。
I'm here too. Oh wait, that actually reminds me. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, I can't find it. But there was this time before, like, Mario had his whole, his, like, "It's a me, Mario" catchphrase. And so this magazine, has, like, it's like an 80s magazine, and it has a picture of Mario. And he's saying, "I'm here too!" It's just like, it's just the world's most uninteresting catchphrase ever. Yep, I am also a party to this. Do the Ayame's Business Paradise, redo the last mission on 3-star versus Cat, you can S rank. If you S rank, you get a surefire 5-star card. Ayame's Business Paradise. Oh. I didn't know you could guarantee one that rare. I'll have to do that. Choir of frogs. Get out of this game, Karuga. You should not be here. You know what? You know what? You just no. Oh, it's on Super Mario Bros? Okay, hold on. I'm so glad Super Mario Bros has a Twitter now. I never use. They used to only be on Tumblr, and I never used Tumblr. I'm sure this is here somewhere. Just enjoy the view until then. Oh my god, that Bowser is terrifying. How far back is it? Why are images taking so long to load? They post a lot. Do you remember what they said? Oh yeah! No, never mind, son. I found it. Hi, folks. I'm here too. You know, everyone's favorite Mario catchphrase. I'm here too. I'm also in this situation. Don't worry, I'm censoring the inappropriateness that's on screen. Oh, right, you could read the thing. It's okay. She didn't say anything important anyway. There we go. Yeah, that's the problem with this latency. I had already found it, and you're like, okay, I've almost found it. I like that they found a way to work in the new wave cards, but I don't like that they managed to make a real game almost as grindy as the dumb card game. Like, new wave art is pretty okay, but grind. Regular Mario. Oh man, I miss regular Mario. They need a regular Mario game. It's just me, regular Mario. Let me see if I can find regular Mario for you. One of my favorite tweets. Hold on. How do I... Oh. There needs to be a faster way to get things that are not already images into the thing. Wait, no. Let's see if it's that. Everyone's favorite. Regular Mario. It's just me. That's my Twitter, by the way, if anyone didn't know. Didn't find the game that grindy platinum 4 days ago. Huh. It's very grindy if you don't know the tip, at least. Yeah, it seemed very unpleasant when I played in Japanese to have to grind all that crap. But yeah, if you can get a surefire 10 or 100 XP, that's definitely better.
卒業は必ずやってまいります。ならば皆さんと一つでも多く思い出を作りたい。私はそう心を決めました。あ
あ、そうだな。あたいも同じ考えだ。
They should have, but yeah, regular Mario just should have his own game, where you just walk around at a regular pace and are incapable of jumping, and you just plumb toilets because you're regular Mario. And you just, you know, mysteriously, you're like, he's the Sonor card gauge of Marios. Oh, small 3D Mario, I hate that. No, regular Mario is great.
確かにそろそろ決めておいてもいいかもね。ひばりはまだ考え中だな。こんにちは、半蔵の皆さん。次の相手は
Oh no, it's a lame character. Yeah.
優勝したら欲しいものなんて考える必要はないって。みのりたちはね、もう決めてあるんだ。優勝したら何が欲しいか。
Sorry guys, but you're not the protagonists in this arc, so you're gonna lose.
それがね。ああ、もう。
I posted a bunch of regular Mario tweets way back when Mario Maker came out, which does not feel like very long ago. But I mistakenly had a tab open that still had tuna head food. Why is that a thing? That's her wish, a new mask. I want... Yeah, Yumi is real bad. I'm not usually a fan of hating on characters, but Yumi is exquisitely bad. She doesn't even deserve Rin's pretty cool outfit. But I don't know. I can't use Rin, so figured somebody should have it. You do unlock Rin, but I think you have to beat... Actually, I might have unlocked it by one of the things I beat. I'm not entirely sure when characters unlocked. I don't have the Mikaruga sisters yet, unfortunately.
でも、ユミちゃんの気合はすごいよ。みんな油断しちゃダメだよ。
Alright. I think I'm off for the night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but I think... Well, it's time to start the Spooktober stream, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get together a list of games to stream. I really hate the whole Yumi thing. Like, I didn't even like Asuka, but Asuka is like okay. She's really boring, but she's acceptably cute and like, I don't know, she's got that boring protagonist stuff going on. Yumi doesn't even have like the mildly interesting protagonist stuff. She's just like, she's just there. But she's got the garbage waifu quotes. And I don't know. I guess Japanese men just really like subservient women, and she's like the only one that's like that. So I guess that's the attraction. I don't know. I don't even want to know. But yeah, I'll get together a list of my spooky games, and I'll decide what I'll play this weekend. I did want to continue the Half-Life like marathon sort of thing, but I think that might have to be on hold for a bit. Because I really want to do all that spooky stuff. I don't think games like this should have a protagonist or like a face of the franchise. Like that's a problem I have with Neptunia too. Like, it's a series that's all about the characters. You can't make a main face when you've got like 4+ main characters that are all really good, or in this case like 20. Like, let characters share the spotlight. Have like different ones. But yeah, Yumi is particularly poor choice. Like, even if like my favorite character was the favorite thing, well, I think for one thing I would probably no longer have them as my favorite character. I'm all contrarian like that. But yeah, I just don't like the excessive focus on one person. Like, this is not Dragon Ball. And that even drives me nuts in Dragon Ball. Like, it's freaking stupid that Goku just wins everything all the time. Like, Vegeta's way cooler and they treat him like crap. Oh yeah, the Trilby game should be really fun. I've seen enough of those to know it'll be fun, but I forget most of it. Yeah, I don't think Trilby games will be this weekend though, because I want to announce those well ahead of time. I'll pick some smaller stuff for this weekend. Character-driven games like this, like games with multiple, like a really good cast of characters, need to be better about sharing the spotlight and showing everybody. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm off. I still can't believe we dropped 26 frames out of like hundreds of thousands, like 0.0%. I really hope it's fixed, but I'm not going to say that it is because we know how that works out. Also, next time we're going to be back to ultra low latency. Sorry about that. I just couldn't adjust that without stopping the stream and figured that wasn't really worth it.